Have you ever heard the saying, the eyes are the windows to the soul? Well, we're going to look at eye power today, and you're going to go through some exercises. But actually, first we're going to introduce these exercises, and your assignment will be to take 2 days and practice all of these exercises. What does that mean? Let's get into it, and I'll tell you all about it. In the other sessions, basically all you were doing was just writing down and answering, and then you can fix those. But this time, you won't be doing that. So first, put in your email address, totally confidential, and we're looking at delivering your passion. First thing is our eyes today. And if you're afraid somebody will see your name, use an alias. So we're going to look at eyes, and these are the areas we're going to look at. First, your exercise will be to look at and talk to one person per statement. That means get into a group of people and talk and look at one person as you say one thing. Look at another person to say another thing, and another person to say another thing. This means you need to get into a group to do this, but I'm trusting that you can do that. And then number 2, you're going to practice making a complete statement to one person for at least 5 seconds before you break eye contact. Basically, do just what I did. The reason for this is to help you be able to just finish that statement. The next topic is, or the next practice area is shifting eye movements. When you are not talking to that one person for that one statement, you want to make sure your eyes go to and stay on someone else or something else, not go back and forth. Okay, that's shifty, and that's not what we call in some cases eye dart. Your eyes are darting around, and that's not seen as very trusting. Number 4. Okay, we're going to practice smiling with your eyes. So that means lifting your cheekbones. What that does is it helps you to have a more genuine smile, and your eyes look friendlier. Remember, eyes are the windows to the soul. Then the next practice area is to create Post-it notes and draw faces on them and put them around the room. What you'll do is just talk to one of them for one statement, talk to another one for another statement. Make sure you put them all around the room, and then it doesn't matter what room you're doing it, but make sure you're all around the room so you remember to say one thing to one area, say one thing to another area. But make sure you're talking to those faces for that whole statement. Then, similar to number 5, but number 6 is make some of those faces unhappy faces, and practice talking to all of the other faces around the room, but make sure you ignore those unhappy faces. This is important. When you're giving a speech, you have an audience full of happy people, and then there's that one person who, right? Don't talk to that person. They just may not be having a good day, or they just may have an unhappy face. Leave them alone. Trust me. In fact, I was in North Dakota as a seminar leader, and for an entire day, the guy sitting in the front row right in front of me just had that look on his face like he hated me, he hated being here, he hated life, he hated everything. And at the end of the seminar, 8 hours later, he comes up to me and says, with that same face, "This was the best seminar I've ever been to. I can't believe how much I got from the seminar and how much I'm going to use." But still had that ugly face on it, ugly look on his face. And so, yeah, trust yourself. Talk to other people. It will make it so much better. Then we also have some things you want to avoid. Things like eye dart. Just mentioned that. And there are some folks who say look above the audience. That makes you look superior. Look below the audience. That makes you look like you're hiding something. Right? Or look at their forehead. But when you're doing that, looking at and talking to a forehead, you miss the connection that you make with the eyes. They don't know it, but you will. And one other thing, at one point, I had a totally, fully blind student in my public speaking class. And she actually came up with the suggestion is, how about I make smile contact? And so that's what she learned to do. It was great. A few years later, I saw her in a fundraiser, and they had given her the microphone while everyone else was out trying to get people to donate. It was so good. I was like, yes. Anyway, let's take a look at your exercises. They're all pretty much the same. Take 2 days and practice talking to one person. And then what can you do to improve that? Take 2 days and practice making one statement for at least 5 seconds to one person. And how can you improve that? Moving on, we're going to, and for that third exercise, you're going to ask your friends, family members, how do you rate with eye dart? When you're not talking to them, are your eyes shifting all over? Or when they're not talking to them, are they looking at one thing? And then come back. That's what we want. And then how can you improve that? Then you will practice with Post-it notes. Okay? Thank you. This is 3M Post-it notes. If you have some of the other sticky notes, whatever they're called, go ahead and use them. But place them around the room, and for 2 days, practice several times. People will think you're weird, but that's okay. Then the last one is you want to rate yourself on how you used those Post-it notes. So that's your assignment. Those are your assignments for the next 2 days. So in conclusion, we've talked about eye power in your public speaking. And we've talked about making sure you talk to one person at a time per statement and for at least 5 seconds. Make sure you're not shifting all over. You're going to practice talking to notes around the room. You're also going to practice avoiding some of those notes. And then all of this, you're still going to practice with those apples. Some people call it raise your apples, but it's your cheekbones. Smile with your cheekbones because it's more genuine, and people are looking at your eyes. They can see your eyes smiling. And this is so important because it really helps you connect with your audience in ways that are more genuine and more authentic for your audience. So connect with your audience with your eyes. Okay? So, or we can maybe change that to connect with your eyes, connect your audience. Yeah. Connect with your eyes, connect with your audience. One of those two. All right, thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next session.